Hey guys, today in this video we're going to talk about how to get a job in Germany or Europe from India. So we are going to share you some tips and the process, how you can apply for jobs and things like that. So watch the full video for all the information. Welcome back to Expertel Finds. Let's find it out together. So today we are going to cover some couple of major points which is really important if you are going to apply for a job outside India. So number one is applicant tracking system, which is ATS. Number two, you need to know about the difference between CV and resume. Number third is what content you are going to put into your resume or CV. Number fourth, cover letter, which is very important again. Number fifth, since you have your CV and resume and cover letter, everything, you need to search for a job portal or a platform, social platform where you can keep your resume and cover letters. And last but not least, how to apply for jobs. So we will be covering all these points today. Okay, so our first agenda for today is ATS, which is applicant tracking system. So what it is, first of all, so this is a software suite which HR people use to hire candidates. And this is not only just go to software where you can just put the names of the candidate and it will magically decide who will go into further processes or not. No, it doesn't work like that. All depends what kind of resume or CV you have created. So once the HR will put your resume in the ATS will crawl through the your resume and it will search for the keywords which they have mentioned in the JD, job description. So before you're going to make any resumes or CVs, make sure that you have Google enough, research enough about the ATS and what kind of format it is needed to make a passable resume or maybe decent resume. So the style doesn't matter because styling and the visual effects will come later into the picture. First thing is you need to pass from that AI, from that machine, from this software. For that you'll have to follow some templates or standards. Like for example, it's easier to for some font families it's easier to crawl through, so for others it doesn't. For if you are using some paragraphs, multiple paragraphs in the resume, it's better rather than creating in a 2-column format. So just keep those things in mind and try to create CVs or resume as per the ATS and what ATS wants.
Now that we know about the ATS system and how it works, let's jump into the next topic, that's CV and resume, or CV versus resume. What is a resume? Resume is generally a 1 to 2 page document that focuses entirely on a crisp detail of your experience, your skill set and background. CV, which has a detailed structure of your career, so that may be more than 2 pages or 3 pages. So just focus on what your company needs. It's either a CV or resume and provide them with the necessary. So now let's move on to the third topic, that's the contents of CV or contents of resume, what you should write or what you should include that can help recruiters understand about your career.
Okay, now that you know about the difference between CV and resume, let's talk about the content. So what you are going to put inside your CV or resume. So there are a couple of sections which you have to have. Those are like must have. You'll have to put those contents, those sections inside your CV. So we'll be talk about one by one. Let's start. So the first one is, and the most important is your introduction. So in the introduction you'll have to mention your name, your pronunciation, your contact details, address, and if you have any links, like if you have a website, you have a LinkedIn or GitHub, just mention those at the header of your resume. So that's the first section. Second is a summary. Summary is something which should talk about your skill set, in which business domains you have worked, number of experiences. Write the number, which is very effective, rather than saying that you have experience in this area or that area. Just throw out some number like 4 years of experience, 5 years of experience. and yeah, talk about that. Yes, you are passionate about finding new jobs. You are very eager to gel up with new people. Yeah, things like that. You just make the summaries such that people will at least have a look, at least. Yeah, so the second point was summary. Moving to the next section, which is your work experience. So here, if you are writing a CV, make sure that you make it as detailed as possible. Means mention all your achievements, all your roles and responsibilities, all the skill set that you have used, and how this made the project successful, or what was your contribution to it. So, for example, let's take an example. If you have worked for 2 years in Infosys, make sure you mention Infosys and the tenure as well. So, for 2 years, like 2018 to 2020, and then talk about your roles and responsibility. Let's say you are a front-end developer. Mention that you have maybe bootstrapped the whole project from the initiate, or maybe you have fixed some critical bug which was a showstopper in the production. So yeah, uh, things like that. Just make it up, and also try to mention the skill sets, and make sure the keywords which you are going to use in the resume or CV, those should be part of the job description which you are applying for. So that will help the ATS, which we talked about in the first point, to crawl through your CV and resume and get it passed from that. Okay, so once your work experience is done, there are a couple of other items which you need to mention. So this is that side project which is very important, but it's optional at the same time. So if you have done any open source contribution, or you have done something which you can show off, do not fret, just mention that into the CV and the resume, so that other people know about you, and they can evaluate your work. Because most of the time your projects are not open source or not visible to other people, so they won't be able to evaluate. So yeah, if you have done any side projects, try to mention that in the resume as well. Okay, moving to next point, which is education and certifications. So just mention your bachelor's, and beyond that, do not mention anything pre-bachelor's, like from where you did the matriculations or from where you did the intermediates. Doesn't matter to them. Just mention your from where you have done the bachelor's or master's. If you have done any boot camps, mention it as well. If you have done any certifications like AWS or Azure, mention those too. Also, if you have attempted any assessments online, like HackerRank, or you have got some decent amount of number, mention that as well. And last but not the least, you'll have to mention the skill sets. And if you're going to write about the skill sets, be explicit about it in number of years. So for example, let's say you were working in Java, so like you have 4 years of experience in Java and 2 years of experience in, let's say, Spring. So mention 4 years of experience explicitly in Java and 2 years experience explicitly in Spring. Do not think that they'll assume that you know 4 years of Java, that means you know 4 years of Spring as well. Be specific about it. If you know React for 3 years, just mention React 3 years of experience. Yeah, optionally you can also mention what kind of languages you know. I mean, if you are applying outside, and if you know a little bit about foreign language like French, German, or anything else, you can mention that as well, that yes, you know about these languages as well. So yeah, just go through all the points which I have mentioned. Just rewind the video and try to make your resume as whatever I have talked about here. So okay, so your CV is ready. So what now? Is that enough for applying a job? Certainly not, because there is another important piece that you'll need to take care of, which is cover letter. So you'll have to write a cover letter in a manner that should speak about your skill set, your contact details, and also the role for which you are applying. But make sure that your cover letter it's not equal to your CV or resume. It's entirely different. It's like writing a letter to the HR people that yes, you are open for this position and you are eligible for this position. Why? Because you have this amount of skill set, and if that that fits, you can contact me on this number or this email. So the cover letter should talk about these many things. It should not be equal to, or should not look like your resume or your CV. yeah, just make sure that it should be different. It should be like a letter.
Now our CV and cover letters are done, and what should we put in the contents of it? Now we should know what is the best job search platform for you. Now if you have to specifically talk about Germany and Europe, it has to be LinkedIn and Xing. We all know about LinkedIn and how it works. So when you have your cover letter and resume ready, don't leave any information with you, rather pen them down in your LinkedIn profile. Either it may be achievements, it may be your technical skills, your job experience, or something related to your side projects. So place everything very cautiously inside the LinkedIn profile. One tip that we want to give to you is visit other people's LinkedIn profile whom you know or are doing better in their career. Try and understand the format and what kind of content they are putting in their profile. Also, one more point I would like to mention over here is taking recommendations from your previous job experiences. That definitely gives a high chance of your recruiters taking interest in your profile. And to apply for jobs, you can definitely search for python.org if you are interested in Python and you have a skill set of Python. Or else for Berlin specifically, since we are here in Berlin, so I can say that you can go to Berlin startups and search for jobs from there. We'll give all these links in the description, so don't forget to check them out. Also, regarding different other job platforms for Germany, we are going to come up with a video very soon, so stay tuned for that too. Now that you are applying for a job, don't be afraid if your skill set and your job description doesn't match completely, like 100% match. Apply for the job even if the matching criteria is only 60%. It doesn't matter if you have a skill set of Python and you don't know about Jenkins, or you don't know about Flask, but you have Python and Django. Or else, if I have to say, for a front-end developer, if the job description says you have to know Vue, React and Angular, and you know only one of them, that's not an issue. Go ahead and apply and see your luck. Another most important point I would like to mention over here is check for visa sponsored jobs. In fact, go in LinkedIn and put a filter on visa sponsorship, and whatever jobs comes up, check in the job description. If it mentions the company is going to sponsor your visa, only then go ahead and apply for that. While you are applying for these kinds of jobs, you might have to frequently change your CV, cover letter and your resume as per the job description. So that is one caveat I would say. And last but not the least, one major thing that I need to mention over here to aware you guys that don't be afraid to face at least 5 to 6 rounds of interviews during your interview process. If you want to know more about our interview experiences, then please comment down below another detailed video regarding this. We have tried to cover almost all the topics around job search in Germany and Europe.
And yeah, hope you have liked the video, and if you did, share it, subscribe it, like it, and just write in the comments if you want to know more about the process, or if you want us to create any other detailed video, any ideas if you want to explore, or if you just want to know about our own experience. Yeah.
Stay happy and stay blessed. See you in the next video soon. Bye.